Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
We're hoping to learn more about two incidents in Sioux Falls over the weekend. Our news crew was on scene and able to capture this video last night. An officer can be seen searching a field.
Our crew also saw someone being put into an ambulance. A sergeant with Sioux Falls Police tells KELOLAND News that this was part of an ongoing investigation.
And earlier in the day, Sioux Falls Police arrested a suspect in an armed robbery. A customer called police about the robbery at a Freedom gas station in the 1600 block of South Minnesota Avenue just after 4 a.m. The suspect was still inside the store when officers arrived and arrested him.
Police are not saying what type of weapon was involved. No one was hurt. We expect to learn more about both incidents during this morning's police briefing. You can watch it live right here on KELOLAND.com starting at 10:30.
One person is dead following an officer-involved shooting in Rapid City. It happened Saturday afternoon when a homeowner reported a burglary in the 700 block of James Warren Drive on the city's west side.
According to police, officers found a suspect at the scene who allegedly pointed a gun at them. Police say two of the officers fired their weapons, killing the suspect.
As they entered one of the rooms, they encountered a man armed with a long gun pointed at the officers. At that point, two of our police officers fired at the armed individual and striking him and causing him to be deceased.
The South Dakota Division of Criminal Investigation has taken over the investigation of the shooting.
Police have not yet released the name of the suspect who was shot. Stay with KELOLAND News on air and online for updates on this developing story.
No one was hurt during a fire in Rapid Valley Sunday night. Officials say the Rapid Valley Volunteer Fire Department was called to the 1000 block of Pennington Street just before 11:30 for reports of a fire. Crews arriving on scene found fire coming from a garage.
Firefighters were able to stop the fire from spreading and help those inside the home get out safely. American Red Cross and Black Hills Fire Chaplains Association are helping the people affected by the fire.
Turning to weather now with meteorologist Scott Munt. We're starting the week dry, but that could change, Scott.
Yeah, we are looking at a chance to see some rain and or snow to move across the area as we probably go through the day tomorrow. Western South Dakota will have an increase in cloud cover, an increase in chances for seeing some rain, eventually snow for the higher elevations of the hills. And then it will be cold too. Numbers expected to fall to the 30s for highs by midweek, and along with that, cannot rule out a couple of snow showers during that time too. For today in Sioux Falls, we'll have a high of 48, increasing southeast winds 20 to 35 miles per hour. In northeastern South Dakota, Aberdeen will have a temperature of 50, a strong southeast wind of 20 to 35. In central South Dakota, we'll get close to 60 in Pierre today. Partly cloudy conditions, though windy, strong southeast winds. In western South Dakota, high of 72 in Rapid City, 80 or 81 in Pine Ridge today. More details on the KELOLAND Live Doppler forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. State lawmakers will be back in Pierre today for the last day of the 2022 legislative session. They will discuss bills vetoed by Governor Kristi Noem. One is House Bill 1281. The bill would require additional oversight from lawmakers on federal COVID-related relief funds. The governor also vetoed Senate Bill 151, which would remove misdemeanor marijuana charges from a person's criminal record after 5 years.
Another bill rejected is HB 1223. It would allow a pregnant minor to give consent for health care. A two-thirds majority in both chambers is required to override a governor's veto. Stay with KELOLAND News and KELOLAND.com for the latest developments on these bills.
Also happening in Pierre today, a committee of state lawmakers will meet to decide on the impeachment of Attorney General Jason Brownsburg. House Speaker Spencer Gosch told KELOLAND News the House Select Committee on Investigation will spend the day in executive session to fine-tune the final draft of its report.
KELOLAND's Dan Santella will be in Pierre as the 9-member panel puts together its report. He'll have an update for you as soon as they become available. In just over 2 weeks, Sioux Falls voters will head to the polls to select the city's next mayor. If you haven't decided who to vote for, we want to help. On Tuesday, April 5th, all 3 mayoral candidates will join us in our studio to answer your questions.
The debate with incumbent Paul Tenhaken and challengers Tanisa Islam and David Zakaitis will begin at 8 o'clock Central Time on KELO TV. If there is a question you'd like to ask the candidates, all you need to do is send an email to candidatequestions@keloland.com. You can also shoot a video of you asking the question and even could end up being part of the broadcast. Meanwhile, today is the final day to register to vote in the Sioux Falls city election. Voter registration cannot be done electronically in South Dakota. You will need to fill out a form and submit it to your county auditor. If you're not sure if you're registered to vote, you can check the South Dakota Secretary of State's website.
Today also marks the start of absentee voting for the city elections. You can vote in person on the second floor of the Minnehaha County Administration Building from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. In-person absentee voting ends on April 11th. You can also get a ballot sent to you by mail. Just send an application to your county auditor.
Let's look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, weather today, windy, southeast wind, fairly strong, 20 to 35, eastern and central South Dakota. Don't forget about this warm front, too. Boy, numbers behind that nearing 80 today in Pine Ridge, but that's only going to sneak into the southwest. By the way, too, there are some clouds here on the front end of that warm front, maybe a sprinkle, but nothing major there. I think our focus of attention is going to center on this low pressure center tomorrow. Central Nebraska. What's that going to mean? Well, on Tuesday, Sioux Falls and our eastern areas will be in a fetch of an east-southeast wind. Initially, that air looks to be pretty dry, so we're not going to feature any organized rain or snow chances yet through 3 o'clock. I do expect north winds in Rapid City strengthening, and then we're going to break out this precipitation tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. Now, the best shot at thunderstorm tracks will be in northwest Iowa, right near the low, and then south. North of the low on the backside, it's going to be colder. It's going to be a transition to some wet snow, windy, raw, colder day on Wednesday. Now, the question remains, how much of this moisture are we going to be able to squeeze out of this system? Well, at this point in time, nothing that features any blockbuster amounts. There are a couple of highlights. I would favor the northern Black Hills for some enhanced precipitation. I would also say a band probably east of Pierre and then northeast toward Aberdeen, Webster, and Sisseton. That could be a belt that could get a little more rain or snow, actually, which we'll highlight in just a second. The other highlight spot is northwest Iowa. Local thunderstorms there. I'll have a graphic on that, too, in just a second here. First, the snow conversation. You'll see Sioux Falls kind of on the edge of this, where a slushy coating of snow. I would highlight mainly Wednesday on that. And again, the northeast, you might get a little more here. Could be worthy of some advisory-type snows. And then those thunderstorms, if they can rumble through northwest Iowa, you get underneath one of those, you'll pick up some locally heavier rain, maybe up to that half-inch level. So we'll keep watching that. That's what March is for, right? We expect the weather to change. 80s today there in the highlight for Pine Ridge. Sioux Falls at 48 later on this afternoon. Here's your 7-day forecast with a good bit of rain and eventually a little snow mixed in Sioux Falls by Wednesday. Highs, they're definitely going to be below normal. 40 on Wednesday, 38 on Thursday. We'll climb back to the 50s this weekend. There's another system that kind of rolls through the plains Friday night into Saturday, most of that to our south. Aberdeen will also hopefully get some much-needed water out of this system going into Tuesday, Wednesday. Pierre, you're kind of in this middle zone where we will expect some precipitation. We're just not at a level where we need it to be. You know, it's getting more important now as we get into April that we start picking up some moisture. Right now, the front end of that month looking dry. As we start the month, 50s for the most part. Rapid City, too, a chance of rain and snow tomorrow night into early Wednesday. And then after that, it looks like a couple of smaller hits by Friday and again Sunday. Check out details with our weather online at KELOLAND.com. And have a great